Well, now we've got our emblem glued in with CA glue. We've got our liners rounded, nice and rounded, and we've got our brass piece put in order to make our bird's eye pivot. And what we will do, we'll be drilling through this hole as a guide to come out through the brass on this side, and that's where our pivot pin, our tool steel, 01 tool steel, will ride in that pivot. Now, in order to get those vertical, we're going to use our jig that I made again. And what we'll be doing is we place them upside down in the jig, and once you put this upside down and you tighten down, the flat part of the liners draws up to the surface of these flat areas, and it becomes parallel with the liner. The top of the jig becomes parallel with the liner. So we want to get it right on the edge of that pivot hole, because on the back side I want it to actually overlap on that brass piece. As you can see right here, if I can get that to zoom in a little better, we want that brass piece to be just underneath the jig right here, so when we put pressure with the drill bit going down, it doesn't heat it up and dislodge it by heating up that glue. So we get a little extra support this way, and it ensures that we drill vertically. So we'll get set up in the drill press and do that next. Well, we've got our bird's eye pivot holes drilled now and our emblems in. See how nice that is? We'll just ream those holes out and we'll pin our knife back together and get ready to grind a little bit more on it. All right, I've actually pinned the knife together so we can, well, I've got two pins, one in the end down here and then one in the pivot. So it's just hanging loose. We don't have the tension pin in just yet. And we're gonna put that in, and then we'll take it over to the sander again, do some finishing touches on that, and then we'll come back and hand sand the handle, being careful not to scratch this beautiful blade. Then we'll remove these pins, and then we'll cut new pins, and then we'll come back for final assembly and pinning the pins into place and expanding them into where they go. So we'll get back with you when we do that. I hope everybody's enjoying it. When we get done with this series, we'll do something fun. Have a good evening. All right, now the way I do this is not the smartest way. I have put a little oil and sharpened that little brass pin right there. And we're going to put this knife together, and we're going to be taking it apart again, like I said, to put the final pins in it. I'm not pinning it right now. I'm just putting tension on the spring so we can get all of our final grinding done. This is not the way to professionally do it, just the way I do it. It's a big risk to do it this way, but it's the way I've always did it. It's the way I'm going to do it now. Here we go. What I'm jeopardizing when I do that is just breaking the knife plumb in half. But as you can see, it didn't break, thank goodness, after a week's work. And let's see if it's got some snap. It's got a good half stop. Oh yeah, it's got a good snap to it too. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. Gonna be nice. So we'll get over there and grind off, make everything good and smooth on the back, and then we'll disassemble it and hand sand it before we disassemble it, and then we will put our final pins in, and we'll put a new piece of tool steel in right here, and then we'll buff it out and we'll be finished, hopefully tomorrow. Let's hear that snap one more time. Oh yeah. daddy-like.